Imagine a place where the trees stand tall and silent, where the air feels heavy, and every step makes you wonder who or what might be watching. These forests and parks may look peaceful in the daylight, but their history tells a very different story. Some hold dark secrets of violence and tragedy. Others echo with mysteries that have never been solved. Tonight, we step into these wild and haunted places of Australia, where beauty and danger walk side by side, and where every shadow hides a story you'll never forget. If you enjoy chilling stories and dark mysteries like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, so you never miss the next journey into the unknown. Stay with us, the best is yet to come. Number 1. Belanglo State Forest, New South Wales. Deep in the southern highlands of New South Wales lies a forest that feels different from the rest. It's called Belanglo State Forest, a place that stretches across 3,500 hectares just off the Hume Highway. From the outside, it looks calm and inviting, with long rows of towering pine trees and pockets of native bush. But once you step inside, the silence feels heavier, almost unnatural. Belanglo wasn't always known for its darkness. It began over a century ago, back in 1919, when the first radiata pines were planted. Over the years, the forest grew into a vast plantation, providing timber for the state. Today, it's still managed as a working forest, but it also draws in campers, bikers, and adventurers. People come here to hike the winding trails, ride dirt bikes down rough tracks, and camp beneath the thick pine canopy. Yet behind the beauty of the forest, there's a story that changed its name forever. In the early 1990s, police began uncovering a series of horrifying discoveries among the trees. Bodies of young backpackers were found buried in shallow graves. Each discovery revealed something more disturbing than the last. The crimes shocked Australia and the world, eventually leading to the arrest of Ivan Milat, one of the country's most infamous serial killers. Since then, Belanglo has carried a chilling reputation. Even today, visitors say the forest has an eerie silence, as if the trees themselves remember what happened there. Many describe an uneasy feeling when walking alone, and some refuse to go near the forest at all. Belanglo is a place of contrasts. By day, it offers adventure, camping, and the beauty of nature. But by night, or even in the quiet of the afternoon, the weight of its history can be felt in the stillness. For some, it's just another forest. For others, it's a place haunted by memory, a place that will never escape its dark past. Number 2. Pine Plantation, part of Belanglo State Forest, New South Wales. Pine plantations in New South Wales are large areas of land where pine trees are planted and grown mainly for timber. These plantations cover hundreds of thousands of hectares across the state, especially in the central tablelands, southern highlands, and the slopes of the Great Dividing Range. The most common species planted is the radiata pine, which is not native to Australia but grows very well in its climate and soil. These trees grow quickly compared to native hardwoods, which makes them useful for producing timber in a shorter time. The history of pine plantations in New South Wales goes back to the early 20th century. Radiata pine was first planted around 1919, and after that, more plantations were created to meet the growing need for timber. The state government managed these plantations through Forestry Corporation, which still looks after them today. Over the years, pine plantations have become one of the most important sources of softwood in Australia. The wood from these trees is used for many things in daily life. It is turned into paper, furniture, building materials, and even packaging. Because pine trees are harvested and replanted in cycles, the plantations are considered more sustainable than cutting down native forests. After harvesting, new pine seedlings are planted so that the cycle of growth continues. This system helps meet timber demand without putting too much pressure on Australia's natural forests. Pine plantations are not only important for timber but also for local communities. They create jobs in forestry, transport, sawmills, and paper mills. Many small towns near plantation areas depend on this industry for their economy. The plantations are also open to the public for recreation. People go there for bushwalking, bike riding, four-wheel driving, and camping, much like in Belanglo and other plantation forests. At the same time, pine plantations have challenges. They can affect the environment by replacing native plants and reducing biodiversity. Large areas of one tree species are also at risk from fires, pests, and diseases. Managing these risks is an important part of keeping the plantations healthy. In recent years, bushfires have damaged some plantation areas, leading to big losses in timber supply. Pine plantations in New South Wales are a mix of industry and nature. They provide the timber needed for modern life, offer work for local communities, and give people a space to enjoy outdoor activities. At the same time, they show how humans have changed the land, turning it into something useful but also carefully managed to balance both economic and environmental needs. Number 3. Slaughterhouse Creek in Royal National Park, New South Wales. Slaughterhouse Creek is a small but historically important place in New South Wales. It is most often remembered because of a tragic event that happened there in the early 19th century. The creek is located in the New England region, near the present-day town of Inverell. Although the area may look peaceful today, its past holds one of the darkest chapters in Australia's colonial history. In 1838, a massacre took place at Slaughterhouse Creek during a period of violent conflict between European settlers and Aboriginal people. At that time, settlers were moving into the fertile lands of New England to raise sheep and cattle. The local Aboriginal people, the Gamilaraay, had lived in the area for thousands of years, but when their land was taken, tension quickly grew. On the 26th of January, a group of mounted police, along with settlers, attacked a large group of Gamilaraay men, women, and children who were camped by the creek. The attack was brutal and resulted in the deaths of many Aboriginal people. Reports from that time say that at least 40 to 50 people were killed, though the true number may have been higher. The massacre was part of a wider pattern of frontier violence that spread across New South Wales during the early years of European settlement. Slaughterhouse Creek got its name after this event, and it has since become a symbol of the violence that took place during Australia's colonization. For many years, these events were not widely spoken about in history books, but in recent decades, more attention has been given to remembering and recognizing what happened there. Local historians, Aboriginal communities, and researchers have worked to uncover the truth and to make sure the story is not forgotten. Today, Slaughterhouse Creek is a quiet rural location, but its past is remembered as part of the broader history of conflict between settlers and Aboriginal people. The massacre is recognized as one of several tragic events in the New England region, showing the struggles and suffering that came with colonization. Remembering Slaughterhouse Creek is important for understanding both local history and the larger story of Australia. It reminds people that the land carries memories of not only growth and settlement but also of pain and loss. For the Gamilaraay people, it remains a place of deep cultural significance and sorrow, a reminder of their ancestors who were lost in the violence. Number 4. Royal National Park, New South Wales. The Royal National Park in New South Wales is one of the most famous and special parks in Australia. It is located just south of Sydney and stretches along the coastline for many kilometers. Covering over 15,000 hectares, it is the second oldest national park in the world, first established in 1879. At that time, it was set aside so that people living in the city could escape to nature, and since then, it has remained a very popular place for visitors. The park is known for its mix of landscapes. There are tall eucalyptus forests, open heathlands, mangroves, waterfalls, rivers, and long stretches of sandy beaches. The coastline is especially beautiful, with high cliffs, hidden coves, and famous spots like Guatemala Beach and Gary Beach. Walking through the park, you can move from thick forest to open coastal views in just a short time. Many people come to the Royal National Park for outdoor activities. It is very popular for bushwalking, and the Coast Track, which runs for about 26 kilometers, is one of its most well-known walks. Visitors also come for swimming, surfing, fishing, canoeing, cycling, and picnicking. In spring, the heathland areas fill with wildflowers, making it a colorful and peaceful place to explore. The park is also home to a wide range of animals. Birds such as lyrebirds, cockatoos, and sea eagles are often seen. Wallabies, goannas, and many reptiles live in the bush, while the waterways support fish and other aquatic life. Because of its rich plant and animal life, the park is very important for conservation and is carefully managed to protect its ecosystems. Another important part of the park is its cultural history. The land has deep meaning for the Darawal people, who are the traditional custodians of the area. There are Aboriginal rock engravings and sites throughout the park that show how the land was used for thousands of years before European settlement. These places are respected and protected as part of Australia's cultural heritage. Today, the Royal National Park attracts millions of visitors each year, both locals and tourists. It is valued not only as a place for recreation but also as a natural and cultural treasure. It shows how close wilderness can be to a large city like Sydney and how important it is to protect natural areas for future generations. The park remains a unique mix of history, nature, and adventure, making it one of the most loved destinations in New South Wales. Number 5. Dagwiller National Park, Queensland. Dagwiller National Park is a large protected area in Queensland, just north and west of Brisbane. It stretches over 36,000 hectares, making it one of the biggest national parks close to a major city. Because it is so near Brisbane, it is a very popular spot for people who want to escape the busy city and spend time in nature. The park is divided into two main sections, called the South Dagwiller section and the Mount Me section, each with different landscapes and activities. The park is well known for its mountains, forests, and wildlife. In the South Dagwiller section, the land rises to more than 800 meters above sea level, giving visitors wide views over Brisbane and Moreton Bay. Thick rainforests, tall eucalypt trees, and open woodlands cover much of the area. In the Mount Me section, the landscape is different, with rolling hills, creeks, and drier forests. Together, these sections make the park a place of great variety and natural beauty. Many people visit Dagwiller National Park for outdoor activities. There are long walking tracks that take hikers deep into the rainforest, where they can see waterfalls, mountain streams, and lookout points. Popular spots include Mount Nebo, Mount Glorious, and Somerset Lookout. Camping areas are set up in both sections, and visitors can stay overnight to enjoy the peace of the forest. The park is also used for four-wheel driving, horse riding, and mountain biking, especially in the Mount Me area. The park is home to many animals and birds. Visitors often see wallabies, possums, goannas, and sometimes even koalas resting in the gum trees. Bird life is especially rich, with species such as the powerful owl, king parrots, and whipbirds. The rainforests shelter rare plants and animals that are not found in many other places, which makes the park important for conservation. Dagwiller also has cultural value. Aboriginal people lived in and moved through these lands for thousands of years before European settlement. The forests, rivers, and mountains were important for food, shelter, and spiritual traditions. Today, the park still holds this cultural significance, and efforts are made to respect and protect Aboriginal heritage. Because it is so close to Brisbane, Dagwiller National Park is a treasured escape for both locals and tourists. It provides a chance to explore rainforests, climb mountains, and enjoy quiet creeks, all within an hour's drive of the city. The park shows the importance of protecting natural spaces near urban areas so that people can continue to experience the beauty and wildlife of Queensland for generations to come. Number 6. Hanging Rock Reserve, Victoria. Hanging Rock Reserve is one of the most unique natural landmarks in Victoria, Australia. It is located near the town of Woodend in the Macedon Ranges, about 70 kilometers northwest of Melbourne. The reserve is famous for its unusual rock formation, which rises suddenly from the surrounding farmland and forest. The rocks are made from volcanic material that erupted about 6 million years ago. Over time, the lava cooled and cracked into strange shapes, creating towers, pinnacles, and giant boulders that make the area look mysterious and otherworldly. The reserve covers around 105 hectares and is managed for both conservation and recreation. The rock itself is about 100 meters high, and visitors can walk to the top using winding paths that pass through narrow gaps and between giant stone walls. From the summit, there are wide views of the Macedon Ranges and the countryside. The walk is not too long, but it feels adventurous because of the unusual rock shapes along the way. Hanging Rock is well known not only for its natural beauty but also for its cultural and historical importance. For thousands of years, it was a special place for the local Aboriginal people, the Dja Dja Wurrung, Wurundjeri, and Tongarung. It was used as a gathering site and has spiritual meaning that continues to this day. In European history, the reserve became famous after Joan Lindsay's novel Picnic at Hanging Rock was published in 1967. The story, later turned into a film, told of schoolgirls who mysteriously disappeared at the rock during a picnic. Even though the tale was fiction, many people believed it might have been real, which gave the site an eerie and legendary reputation. Today, Hanging Rock Reserve is a popular destination for day trips and tourism. Families come for picnics, barbecues, and bushwalks. The area has open grassy fields, native woodland, and a lake where people can relax. Wildlife is common, with kangaroos, koalas, echidnas, and many bird species living in the reserve. Special events are also held here, such as outdoor concerts, food and wine festivals, and local markets, which attract visitors from across Victoria. At the same time, Hanging Rock Reserve is carefully protected to make sure its natural and cultural values are not lost. The unusual rock formations, the native plants and animals, and the Aboriginal heritage all make it an important place. It is one of Victoria's most iconic landmarks, offering a mix of natural wonder, cultural history, and mystery that continues to draw people from around the world. Number 7. Lerderderg State Park, Victoria. Lerderderg State Park is a large natural reserve in Victoria, located about 70 kilometers northwest of Melbourne. It covers more than 20,000 hectares and is known for its rugged bushland, steep hills, and deep gorge carved by the Lerderderg River. The park sits between the towns of Blackwood and Bacchus Marsh and is part of the Great Dividing Range. Because of its wild landscape and closeness to Melbourne, it is a popular place for hiking, camping, and exploring. The most striking feature of the park is the Lerderderg Gorge. This gorge stretches for more than 20 kilometers and in some places is 300 meters deep. The river running through it has created narrow valleys, rocky cliffs, and sandy riverbeds. Walking along the gorge gives visitors a feeling of being far away from towns and cities. In summer, the river sometimes dries into pools, while in winter and spring it flows strongly, adding to the beauty of the area. Lerderderg State Park is also rich in history. For thousands of years, the Wurundjeri people lived in and around this land, using the river and forests for food, shelter, and cultural practices. In the 19th century, during the gold rush, European settlers began mining in the area. Old mine shafts, water races, and ruins from this time can still be seen by visitors today. Later, timber cutting and grazing also took place, leaving marks on the landscape. Over time, the land was set aside as a state park to protect its natural and cultural heritage. The park is home to a wide range of wildlife. Kangaroos, wallabies, echidnas, and goannas are commonly seen. The bushland also provides a home for many bird species, including wedge-tailed eagles, kookaburras, and colorful parrots. The plants vary from dry, open forest with eucalyptus trees to pockets of greener vegetation near the river. Because of the variety of habitats, the park is important for conservation. Visitors come to Lerderderg for many outdoor activities. There are short walking tracks near picnic areas, as well as long, challenging hikes through the gorge and surrounding ranges. Some trails take several days to complete and are popular with experienced bushwalkers. There are also camping areas for people who want to stay overnight and enjoy the quiet of the forest. Four-wheel driving and fishing are also enjoyed in certain parts of the park. Lerderderg State Park is valued for its wild, untamed character. Unlike some parks that are more developed, it feels remote and untouched, even though it is not far from Melbourne. With its mix of natural beauty, history, and adventure, it offers visitors a real taste of Victoria's rugged bushland. Number 8. Springbrook National Park, Queensland. Springbrook National Park is one of the most beautiful natural areas in Queensland. It is located in the Gold Coast hinterland, about 1 hour's drive from Brisbane and only a short distance inland from the beaches of the Gold Coast. The park covers over 6,000 hectares and is part of the Gondwana rainforests of Australia, which are listed as a World Heritage Site because of their ancient and unique ecosystems. The park is known for its stunning rainforests, waterfalls, cliffs, and mountain lookouts. The land here was formed millions of years ago by volcanic activity from the huge Tweed volcano. Today, the result is a landscape of rugged plateaus, deep valleys, and tall cliffs that give breathtaking views. Popular lookouts such as Best of All Lookout and Canyon Lookout provide sweeping views across the forest and out towards the coast. Waterfalls are one of the main attractions in Springbrook. Natural Bridge is perhaps the most famous, where a waterfall has carved through rock to create a cave with a hole in the roof. At night, visitors can see thousands of glowworms lighting up the cave, making it one of the most magical places in the park. Other well-known waterfalls include Purling Brook Falls and Twin Falls, which are surrounded by lush rainforest tracts. The rainforest in Springbrook is very rich in plant and animal life. Visitors can see ancient Antarctic beech trees, strangler figs, and ferns that have grown here for millions of years. The cool, moist climate makes it feel very different from the hotter coastal areas nearby. Animals such as pademelons, possums, and goannas live in the forest, while many birds, including the green catbird, bowerbird, and even the rare Albert's lyrebird, can be heard and seen. The park is popular with walkers and nature lovers. There are many tracks of different lengths, from short walks to long circuits that take several hours. These trails lead to waterfalls, lookouts, and hidden forest areas. Because of the cooler air and high rainfall, the park is a favored escape for people wanting a break from the heat of the city and coast. Springbrook is also important to the traditional custodians of the land, the Yugambeh people who have lived in the region for thousands of years. The rainforest, rivers, and mountains hold cultural and spiritual meaning for them. Today, Springbrook National Park is protected and carefully managed to conserve its World Heritage values. It offers visitors a chance to see ancient landscapes, enjoy peaceful rainforest walks, and experience one of Queensland's most breathtaking natural treasures. Number 9. Karijini National Park, Western Australia. Karijini National Park is one of the most famous and spectacular national parks in Western Australia. It is located in the Pilbara region, about 1,400 kilometers north of Perth, and covers more than 600,000 hectares, making it the second largest national park in the state. The landscape here is dramatic, with deep gorges, towering cliffs, waterfalls, and natural swimming holes that attract visitors from all over the world. The park is known for its ancient rocks, some of which are more than 2 billion years old. Over millions of years, water has carved through the red rock to create narrow gorges and valleys. During the wet season, waterfalls cascade into pools below, while in the dry season, the clear water holes remain as peaceful places to swim. Famous spots include Fortescue Falls, Fern Pool, Hancock Gorge, and Weno Gorge. Many of these locations require climbing, walking through water, or scrambling over rocks, which makes visiting them feel like an adventure. Karijini is also home to a wide range of plants and animals that have adapted to the harsh Pilbara climate. Spinifex grasslands cover much of the land, along with eucalyptus trees and acacias. In the cooler gorge areas, ferns and fig trees grow near the water. Wildlife includes red kangaroos, rock wallabies, goannas, and many bird species such as kestrels and cockatoos. At night, bats can often be seen flying through the gorges. The park is very important to the Banajima, Kurrama, and Inawanga Aboriginal people, who are the traditional custodians of the land. For them, the gorges, waterholes, and mountains have deep cultural and spiritual meaning. Stories, songs, and traditions connected to the land have been passed down through generations, and today their knowledge helps guide the protection and management of the park. Visitors come to Karijini not only for its beauty but also for outdoor activities. Hiking is the most popular, with trails ranging from easy walks to challenging climbs into narrow gorges. Swimming in the cool natural pools is a highlight, especially during the hot Pilbara days. Camping is available at designated campgrounds, and many travelers use the park as a base to explore the wider Pilbara region. Karijini National Park is a place of contrasts, with harsh red deserts above and lush green gorges below. It shows the power of nature and time in shaping the land and offers visitors an unforgettable experience of Western Australia's rugged outback. For many, it is one of the most breathtaking natural destinations in the country. Number 10. Mount Disappointment State Forest, Victoria. Mount Disappointment State Forest is a large forested area in central Victoria, located about 60 kilometers north of Melbourne. It covers thousands of hectares and is named after Mount Disappointment, the highest point in the forest at around 800 meters. The unusual name dates back to 1824, when explorers Hume and Havel climbed the mountain hoping to see Port Phillip Bay, but thick trees blocked their view. Because of this, they called it Mount Disappointment. The forest is made up of tall eucalyptus trees, gullies, creeks, and open bushland. Over the years, it has been used for many different purposes. In the 1800s, timber cutting was an important activity, and the wood from this forest was used for building in nearby towns. Gold was also discovered in the area during the Victorian Gold Rush, and miners searched the creeks and hillsides for traces of gold. Later, parts of the forest were logged again and used for other industries, but today it is managed as a state forest for both conservation and recreation. Mount Disappointment State Forest is a popular place for outdoor activities. Visitors come for bushwalking, camping, horse riding, four-wheel driving, and trail bike riding. The forest has many tracks and trails that lead through different landscapes, from tall mountain ash trees to drier open woodland. There are also picnic spots and camping areas where people can stay overnight and enjoy the quiet of the bush. In some parts, the views from the higher ridges look out across the valleys and towards the Great Dividing Range. Wildlife is common in the forest, and visitors often see kangaroos, wallabies, wombats, and a variety of bird species such as cockatoos and rosellas. The creeks and dams also attract frogs and other smaller animals. Because the forest is so close to Melbourne, it gives people an easy way to experience nature without traveling far from the city. The forest has also been linked to some darker events in history. It has been the site of bushfires, which are a natural part of Victoria's environment but can cause great damage. In recent years, it was also connected to a tragic search for lost campers, which brought national attention to the area. Today, Mount Disappointment State Forest is valued as a place of history, nature, and recreation. It combines the story of early exploration, gold mining, and timber cutting with the beauty of the Australian bush. For visitors, it offers both adventure and peace, showing how close wild landscapes can be to a major city like Melbourne.